What's going on, guys? It's me, Freedom Bear, and today I have my Xin Zhao video that I've been holding on to for a while. And, I actually wanted to release it eventually, but, I'm doing a lot of shit right now, so I can't really do anything. But, anyways, this is my Xin Zhao video, and I have a lot of shit to talk about. Xin Zhao is probably my favorite character in the game, hands down. I mean, I play him probably... I used to play him a lot, now, I'm trying out all the new characters. Xin Zhao, I'm not really impressed with her, I'm going to be bringing up a video about her. I see this new character, Kha'Zix, whatever his name is. Hopefully I'm going to get him, maybe get some playing time. Can't really play, I'm working ridiculous amount of hours, but whatever. So first of all, I wanted to talk about Xin Zhao and just how fucking brutal this character is if played correctly. I mean, I've taken on 4 people once. Like, honestly, this character is just brutal if you build him right. Basically, Xin Zhao is based all around your armor penetration and your attack speed. That's basically what he's built around. Back in the day, whenever Xin Zhao used to be really good early game, his passive, a few patches ago they patched it, and now he's more viable late game now, so I guess it helps him, but he used to be really fucking brutal early game, and that's when I used to play him, and then after the patch I was like, oh, they're gonna change a few things about him. So basically what they did was, as you can see on his W, his passive used to be his W passive right now, so it'd be like every 3 hits you'd actually, gain like 26 to whatever amount of life. And basically, that used to be his regular passive, and you'd start off with that, so it'd make him extremely effective farming early game, because you could just hit on mobs and get all your health back, while everyone else had to go either buy health potions or return to the base. So he was very effective early game, just because of that passive, but now they've changed it to 15% armor penetration whenever you use basic attacks or audacious charge, so that really boosts him a lot end game now, and they moved his old passive into his W slot, so it's more of like a gradual sort of thing. You can choose how fast you want the thing to heal you, so you get the chance to upgrade it. Get some more levels than that, but right now I really like the state of how Xin Zhao's playing. Very, very easy to play Xin Zhao, but playing a good Xin Zhao is actually pretty difficult. Usually whenever I play Xin Zhao, I always go for the squishiest character, least amount of armor, least amount of survivability, like, Evelyn, and basically what I'll do, pop my Q, W, E all at the same time. I mean, he's basically a spam character. You pop all of your abilities as fast as you can possibly get them. And whenever you start getting your Phantom Dancers, which I will be talking about in a little bit, that's whenever you really start to become a problem, because Xin Zhao really has a lot of map effectiveness, which means that he can just get to places quickly, and he can just wreak havoc on them. So that means, like, if you farm, usually early game, I'll farm really heavy, and, it's very important to farm with Xin Zhao due to the fact that you need to get your stuff early so you can move. It's basically like a snowball effect. As soon as you start your farm, it's also very important to get a blue, at least. Just get a blue. It's a very important to get one. But anyways, it's like a snowball effect, like I was saying, and if you correctly farm, and if you know how to last hit, and if you know what to do, just last hit everything, and then after that, you can basically do whatever you want. You can push your lane really far, and it'll be at a turret, and if you can kill it, or you don't have to kill it. There's so many different options that you can do with Xin Zhao. You can go steal their jungle, you can go into your jungle, you can do basically whatever you want. It's very important to note that Phantom Dancers are probably the most crucial thing for Xin Zhao, just because it really helps out with his farming. And actually Xin Zhao, I want to talk about his survivability. His survivability is actually pretty good whenever you get those 2 Phantom Dancers or Zeals. Always start off with a Zeal. The movement speeds are very important to have. and it makes him very deadly. I mean, like, he can literally transfer into lanes, and you won't even notice him being gone for more than like 5 or 6 seconds, and he'll be already down at the other lane. That's how fast he is. And he does a shit ton of damage with a critical strike, and, you know, it's just really fucking hard to stop Xin Zhao. Even with people with a lot of armor, or if you get into team fights, they're usually going to target you. You know, it's going to happen. I mean, Xin Zhao's probably he's pretty squishy. But if you get into a lot of 1v1 fights, Xin Zhao's your man, because he can basically heal himself. Just whenever you get all that attack speed, it really just snowballs. I mean, like, as soon as you get that, you can get to other lanes, you can take other jungle, you can go to whoever you want to's jungle. You can go steal their red, you can go steal their blue, you can sit in their jungle. I've actually done this a lot. I've actually sat in their jungle at their blue while I was sitting there, and I'd actually gank people, then take their blue. Or, I mean, like, if they don't know, or if it's warded or whatever, it can kind of get a little bit shady, but you should be able to have, like, a pretty easy job of ganking people and sitting in their jungle and just... Because usually whenever people go into the jungle, it's not in groups of more than 2. I mean, or you can... I mean, it's usually not, but anyways, it's very important to try and get those early ganks, too. If you gank your lane, I mean, I can basically gank anyone in the beginning of my lane if you, you know, exhaust, and if you have a flash, and if you bring just health potions, you can basically gank anyone in the game right off the bat. Well, at least with my build, just because as soon as you get your level, because I have experience on all my melee characters. I don't know why, I just like it because it really helps early game, and it just progresses throughout the game. And then, you know, it just becomes useless at 18, but still, there's so much time that there's so many things that you got from this, that 6 or whatever amount of XP that I get, I can't remember. But basically what it does is it allows you to get, like, one more minion kill, and you'll level up faster than them. And as soon as I get that minion kill, and I'm level 2 and they're level 1, I'm going for them. I mean, I'll get my Q first, as always. And for my second ability, I will pick up my E. And basically, Xin Zhao is so effective just because his gap closer is also a slow, his E, and it's on a low cooldown. It's not really that big of a cooldown, so you can chase people down, and you can get, at least, if they're a tanky character, you can get a few charges off before they actually get to their turret. You can put a lot of damage. I mean, it's pretty effective. And after that, I'll pick up my E, but I don't really usually pick up my E right off the bat, unless I'm facing tanks right off the bat, because... You know, I might want that extra health regen whenever I'm attacking mobs, and be able to sit in my lane a little bit longer, because I know that they'll be... I mean, tanks, usually they push you out. If they're really good, they'll usually push you out of the lane just in time, but it really depends on who you're facing. It's very important to have a lot of map awareness with Xin Zhao, knowing who's in their lane and who's not, because you can easily get ganked early game. I mean, you really don't have a lot of survivability until 6. Just because you can get your, you know, your R, just knock them back and get out of that. It's very important to get away. But anyways, as you just saw, my quadra kill, sitting in the bush. See, like I said, it's very important to have a lot of map awareness and know who's there, who's not, and who the people you need to target. Xin Zhao is easily CCable, so as always, you pick whoever you know is going to CC you really hard, and then that's who you go off of. Just because if you don't, it's going to be really painful, and it's going to be a pain in the ass, because I mean, I've gotten plenty of times where I should have gotten multiple kills, I've been CC'd to death, so it doesn't take a lot to stop Xin Zhao. You just need to pick your targets, and you can kill them quickly, so... I mean, I've tried the tenacity boots and everything, it really doesn't help, honestly. I'd rather have the Berserker Greaves, just because. And there's a lot of different builds that I've tried out with Xin Zhao, and probably my favorite is the Berserker Greaves, Double Bloodthirster, 2 Phantom Dancers, and an Infinity's Edge, just because it's very, I mean, like, I'll start off the game, I'll buy a Zeal, after that, I'll buy, you know, usually I'll get a 450, 10%, you know, lifesteal. After that, you know, just things that will help you farm early game, because if you farm early game, you're getting to the top pretty easy, because if you know how to farm with Xin Zhao, there's really no one that can really stop you. Even if you're, I mean, I played jungle this game, it was pretty easy. after I got the first kill or two. You know, just level up, and then depends on. I mean, there's two different. You start off differently depending on what you do, as like with a lot of other characters. Like, you know, I would pick E. Well, I would pick Q and then E, usually early game with a jungler. And if I was actually in a lane with someone, I would pick Q then. Sorry about that. Q then W for an early game jungler. And then if I was in a lane, I'd pick Q then E just because of the charge slow. And it's very important to have that gap closed in the beginning because it'll really help you get a lot of damage off. You know, if you pop your Q, you know, timing your Q is very important. Knowing, let's say you hit like 2 minions with your Q, then popping in whenever a gank comes up with your last shot ready, and Eing over to them, charging over them, and knocking them in the air, giving you some time to actually, you know, bring over your guys and kill them. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can do with Xin Zhao. I mean, his Q is a knock-up, and it's a 3-hit massive burst DPS, and it's on a very low cooldown. There's like what I just did, flash and E. I mean, you can literally flash and then gap close really quick and draw people easily. You know, your W is good for farming. You know, even early game, it's very important to have that in whatever you do, even if it's jungling. It really helps your health. It really helps you just keep on jungling. That's probably one of the reasons Xin Zhao is most effective, is that W. His path, you know, really passive. It's very important to have that, and I don't know how useful he would be without that. But anyways, I died. I got really cocky, and you know, that's just an example of getting shut down and CC'd to death because Xin Zhao is very vulnerable to that. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching my video, and stay tuned. I have a lot more coming, and peace out, guys.